Hey guys, welcome to the Cow Emporium. Today's video is about the $50 February 2023 challenge that we are co-hosting here at the Cow Emporium with Rich and Holly at the Old Speeds Farm. And what I really wanted to do is touch base with you guys, because for all of you, this is the first time that you've done this challenge. For Glenn and I, this is the third time that we've done this challenge. And we have some advice that we'd like to pass along to you. I'm talking about getting ready by having food that's ready to eat on day one. So that could be hard boiling some eggs, making some scrambled eggs, cook a pot of mashed potatoes, make a batch of homemade crackers and a loaf of bread, some biscuits, tortillas, whatever that bread thing is that you know is going to be comforting for you those first couple of days of this challenge. Have that ready, whatever it is. Might be a pot of stew or a pot of soup. Have it ready. You've got a couple of days. Do it. Trust me. Cook some meat for your lunch and your supper those first couple of days so that you don't have to worry about it too much. And you might think that I'm being a little exaggerating on this, but trust me, I'm not. When we suggest this, we suggest that because the first time that we did this challenge, it was so hard. We were focusing so much on the stuff that we couldn't have and that we were used to having, and that all of a sudden everything that we needed to eat, we needed to make from stuff that we have, that we grew. And it was quite overwhelming. So just to go over the items again that we, Glenn and I, are going to consider to be free use from our pantry. These are items that you don't have to take out of your $50. Oil, salt and pepper, baking soda, baking powder, cornstarch, yeast, coffee, and tea. Those are considered free items. You can use as much or as little of them as you want to. We can do this challenge eating almost exclusively from what we grew, raised, harvested, and foraged. And I do realize that not everybody is going to be able to do that. So don't get overwhelmed. Just do your best. At the beginning, when introducing this challenge, I encouraged everyone to grow food with flavor as much as possible, to put into your storage, because we no longer have access to our store-bought seasonings or flavor enhancers. Unfortunately, we did not get a beef done this year, so besides a few quite old beef soup bones in the freezer, we don't have a huge selection of protein. So what do we have to eat? Well, we do have some of our own homegrown wheat, plus we have some hard red spring wheat, some durum, which is great for pasta, so excited, and some brown lentils that we were given as a trade for garden produce, but I think that we got the better deal. And that was with the family that we're doing our crop share with. Thanks, John. You're awesome, by the way. I think we did get the better end of that deal. So that takes care of the bread type of stuff, and the bonus of the lentil for proteins. Plus, I plan on sprouting some of those because the sprouted lentils are just so cool. What else do we have for protein? We also have chickens that we raised. They're frozen, of course. Eggs. Our chickens, thankfully, are laying again right now. We have two huge deer salamis. They're both not salamis, but they were from my brother and sister-in-law because they share our garden out here. And we figured that we could cut them into halves and have 1 half a week, just as kind of something a little different, because chicken and eggs, I mean, that's kind of boring. So, we also have the one fish that our daughter Corbin caught on the free fishing days in Alberta. And that's all the protein we have. Now, in the veggie department, we're totally kicking butt. So we have a little bit of everything that we grew preserved in one form or another. So I'm going to read the list here, bear with me. We have carrots, tomatoes, garlic, celery, beets, peas, corn, beans, spinach, Swiss chard, kale, green onions, potatoes, lots of potatoes, jalapenos, peppers, spaghetti squash, scallopini, zucchini, pumpkin, buttercup squash, cucumbers as pickles, salsa, all homegrown, pickled carrots, pickled beets, sauerkraut, and fermented tomatoes. That about covers it. Also, we have honey, as I maybe mentioned in this version of this video. I'm not sure because I've retaken this video a few times. Crazy. We also have all of our homemade syrups and jellies. We have chokecherry, we have sea buckthorn, and lilac. We also have for fruits, we have apples, saskatoons, currants, rhubarb, gooseberries, strawberries, and cherries. Now, we have also a few interesting things in the freezer. We have some homemade frozen juices. We have tomato, carrot, and beet juice, like all separately, except for the carrot and the beet. We did mix a couple of those together. For dried herbs, now this is the flavor department, guys. If you didn't have this figured out last year, if you do this challenge again next February, you're gonna be like, I remember now. Because like, by the time you eat your carrots and potatoes with just salt and pepper for an entire month, you're like, whoa, I need to like amp up my game here. So for dried herbs, we have parsley, thyme, oregano, rosemary, dill, sage, mint, and chives. We also have some frozen basil. And fresh herbs, we have mint, rosemary, and oregano growing down in the basement. I also made this beautiful chive blossom vinegar in the springtime when the chives went to seed or flowered and started blooming. It's so easy to make that, and it's beautiful, and it tastes amazing. We have our hydroponics up and running, and so the plants are, I don't even know if we'll be able to eat them. We might be able to get a small harvest of kale off of there towards the end of February, because in there we have romaine, basil, and kale. But who knows? We'll see what happens. We also have onions that are sprouting. They'll be the ones that the tops never got clipped on. They were some of the last ones, and that's kind of a thing that happens when you leave the tops on these onions. They just start, you know, they start sprouting sooner than the other onions do for sure. So we will be able to use those for some fresh green onions. And we also have pea seeds that we grew and been pretty successful growing them and into shoots, pea shoots, and harvesting them and using them fresh. They're amazing to have on top of a poached egg. I just love it. So I have sunflower seeds. We have a lot of sunflower seeds that we saved from the garden this year, and I've been trying to sprout them and grow them as shoots, just like the peas. And I'll be darned if I can't get those things to stop molding. And if you have any tips or tricks about that in the comments, please let me know. Okay, so now the more serious part of this. This is a difficult challenge, you guys. If you're eating exclusively from what you grew, you're going to find it difficult as you go through the month, because things are going to get monotonous. You're going to be eating the same thing all the time. So this is a very difficult challenge, and we just want you to do your best. And we'd love you to have fun and share your pictures, share your stories, share how you're feeling on whatever format you can. Drop it in the comments of you know, the videos for the people that you know. Put it on your Instagram or your Facebook. You know, share that you're doing this challenge and your successes and your failures. And if you find that you are really overwhelmed and struggling, reach out to me. I have both a Facebook and an Instagram for the Cow Emporium. You can send me messages through there, or you can leave them under this video or future videos that we do regarding the $50 February challenge. We don't want anybody so frustrated that they don't want to try and do this again. One thing I will promise you is that you will leave this challenge having learned a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your partner or your family or whoever you're doing this challenge with, because just because of the way the challenge is. And I always love it because it renews my appreciation for, the early homesteaders, because this was their life. They only ate, the staples plus the things that they grew, raised, harvested, and foraged in their area. There wasn't getting pineapples in, there wasn't getting bananas, or, unless you live in a place that grows those, and which you do, you can probably grow food year round. However, they didn't have any control over that back then. And so I just really gained this appreciation, because like I might be bored eating this stuff, but like I just appreciate when you get done, and say like you didn't buy yourself some fresh fruit while you were doing the challenge. I remember the very first year we did this in 2021, and that very first orange that we had bought from like for part of our groceries to fill our fridge, I literally thought my mouth was going to explode because of the flavor coming from it. Anyway, I've babbled on long enough, and if you've got this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate you. So good luck, and please let me know if you have any comments or questions, but have some fun. Find new ways to cook all these things that you grew. All right, take care. Bye for now.